Hello, hello. So I'm just kind of kind of bouncing between thoughts right now. There's something in my system. My cat right now is going bonkers. She always wants food, human food, even if it's bad for her. These are not for you. These are lime. Yeah, that's right. I need it. All right. Well, hello, diary to my future self. Flowers and all that jazz. I needed this. I know now. I probably should have ate some of this before doing this video, but seeing as how my privacy, like I'm never, it's funny when I say that I'm alone, meaning that people are not communicating with me, but I'm not alone with meaning people are invading my privacy, crossing my boundaries and watching me everywhere I go. So whether I had ate this on camera or off camera, you guys still would have been watching me. So might as well just enjoy it here. Hey, what's up? So, I like the way how it always shows one person on here for a limited time, and then they're off. Like it never fails. Like whenever there's like a notification that has this stream to like wherever the site is where you guys are watching me without my permission. Oh. Interesting. People would rather support my rapist ex and all that jazz instead of me. Illucipities. Like, what is it? Is it like, do they use like special fonts, editing techniques or something? Do they draw like boobies and stuff on me, make it more interesting? Like, what? I would love to know. So, these are delicious. All right. Instead of a beer drinking contest, I have like a chips eating contest. I'll take you down. Let me see. Trying to get the stuff off of my lips. Ooh, match drink. All right, so yeah, it's been a minute since I've been on this channel. New do. Had it for about a few days now. Yeah, had about for a few days now. It's a new look, temporary, but no, whatever. I don't know. I'm winging it. But hold on, that kind of looked like my fellow Aries moon, Whitney Houston. Oh, no. The irony, because I do want to dance with somebody, but somebody with quality. Like, let me not leave it open-ended. And they'd be like, well, you wanted this. I'm like, well, thank you for reminding me I need to, specify. Okay. Again, I'm trying to get the salt and stuff off my lipstick. Okay. Yep. Okay. Good. Good. All right. wiping off a lipstick. And there we go. Okay. Yes, excellent. All right. Yeah. So this is an interesting little introduction. 5 minutes in. So, hello, future me. Flowers and such passives, because it's definitely the energy. But I think I've learned that I need to be careful with exactly who I'm giving my energy to. Speaking of which, I mean, people just take. So, but I wanted to just put it out there about who I'm giving my energy to. Now, speaking of which, I wanted to make sure that, when I said I was like watching tarot and all that jazz, I just wanted to make sure that everybody was okay in terms of like content and whatnot like that. Because they keep talking about an ex and stuff like that. First off, these are the people who are supporting my ex, and look at that, supporting my ex. If you've seen the movie, if you've seen the video on my YouTube, which is like Closure from X video, I should probably put the link down there in the description below. It talks about this dude, and I nicknamed him Shoes. So before I was talking to him, I was talking to the guy that a lot of people on tarot and whatnot like that, or social media, are talking about, is this dude. These are supposed to be muscles, because he's definitely a muscle head. So with his yellowy hair. Anyway, so I was in a long-term relationship with this dude who is making it seem like we were married, but no, we were like a lot of on again, off again, but we were together for like a long time. Not even a long time, for like, I think like at least like 4, maybe 5 years. Sometime like something around there that time. Anyway, this person has basically lied and said that we're married in order to put cameras into my fucking house, and that was never the case. We even have like a common law marriage, and I just want to put that out there because there are people that's looking up my records, and I'm just like, I've been filing religiously single, so that way I can like afford certain type of like amenities with like financial aid and this, that, here, and the third, because I want to continue my education. So that's gonna look really shicey to when you're filing your taxes and whatnot like that. Yeah. So yeah, he just, honestly, when people do that kind of bullshit, it's just like, you bring yourself further and further down. The more lies you tell, the more trouble that you get into. So once meathead, musclehead gets caught, like, yo, that's like totally on you. And speaking of which, not even on this world, but speaking of which, it's just like, yo, lying about the home ownership. I got this house when I was 21 years old as an investment. That's why I haven't moved. But I'll tell you why I haven't moved yet from this house. So when I was a kid, my mom passed away from the diabetes. And when I was like 17, less than a month after I had turned 17. And I gave it to, no, I didn't give it to. My grandmother was just like, well, what do you want to do? So me and my little brothers at the time, the youngest was 2, the other one was like, if I was 17, the other one was 10. So yeah, 10 or so. Yeah, 10. So anyway, we moved in with our grandmother, and over time, of course, I graduated with honors, and all the other kind of jazz, and this, that, here, third. And I helped her take care of my brothers, and then I went to school. So when I went to school, my grandmother started. When I left home, my grandmother's house, she kept getting sicker from her diabetes that she's had for a longer time than my mom, and That was some hard shit because the family was putting a lot of pressure on me. Ever since I was a little kid, I used to have to take my grandmother out of her diabetic blackouts, and blackouts are when like you basically seem like you have amnesia, your blood sugar's low, you don't know what the fuck is going on. So I just had to like get my grandmother out of it. I just knew instinctively like, okay, something's funny. Hey grandma, like what's going on? Like no need to panic or stuff like that. But I remember a time when my uncles would call me and be like, oh, well, how do you get your grandmother out of this? Oh, I'm like, how do I, well, no, like, how do, they would say, how do I get my mom out of this? And I'm just like, I never even occurred to me that, you know, I'd have to like be the point of contact for that kind of stuff. And mind you, I've been doing that with my grandmother since like elementary school. So, yeah, it shocked me that they didn't know or they'd never seen it firsthand. So, but anyway, that and some BS, it kind of fucked with my schooling. So I wasn't doing really well my first year of school, and I left so that way I can help take care of my grandmother because she had to get surgery, and she couldn't go up and down the stairs, and you know she had a little baby, my youngest brother, to take care of, and so I had to like dress her wounds, empty out the little potty thing that was downstairs every single time. Like I was like, I can't do it. Like I literally just left fashion. I couldn't do the whole thing that you could see in her. As much as I loved her, like she knew how much I loved her, but I can't. There was two things I couldn't do for her, no matter how much I loved her, and that was like giving her needles and cleaning out her or whatchamacallit, because I have like this, you know how when you have like a natural gag reflex and stuff like that, if you see somebody throwing up, you're just like naturally, what? So she was just like, you know, it's, all right, stop it. Like, she's like, please don't ever be a nurse. And I was like, because I tried my damnedest. I could, for some reason, probably because of like, I had serious acne, but I could clean up her wounds because if it had like pus and stuff like that, like I could clean up because I was just like, oh, okay, well, this is something like, you know, what I had on my face and stuff like that. Speaking of which, so yeah, I did that. I did that on my grandmother's foot, and she got better. But eventually, as time progressed, it was like years, like a couple years after that, she passed away. The reason why I'm telling you this is because the uncle that my grandmother had left the house to be responsible for until me and my brothers wanted to move in back into my mom's house, he fucked it up. Like the house was shit, and the house was shit, and it went up for foreclosure. I happened to hear overnight, like, oh, they were like, oh, what are you gonna do with I happened to hear my two uncles talk about it overnight, and they were like, oh, what are you gonna do with the house? And uncle that was living in the house, he was just like, well, it's just gonna go up for foreclosure. He was like, are you gonna tell me social or anything? And I was like, he's like, are you gonna social or anything? And he's like, what should I? And I'm over here like peeping, like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm telling you, God works on time. Well, sort of, kind of, because I'm in a situation right now, but yeah, so I, without them knowing, I, proceeded to do what was necessary in order to claim the house as an administrator of the estate. And so, like a long story short, blood, sweat, and tears, I totally like gutted this place. I mean, made it a turnover, total turnover. It was like new carpets, new flooring. I had put in new toilets and stuff like that. I didn't do that personally. Personally, all I did was like was painting. I helped put in the new wood flooring. I had put in when I had bought stuff, like I had made it look jazzy, and I had paint. Like again, I had painted walls. I had did the basic stuff. I couldn't do electrical things like that. Like I had hired contractors, but I think at like 20, it was at 20 years old, but like at 21, because I was like fixing it up, and this shit was funny. So when my uncle thought that also at the time, I'm super young, and my uncles were being like total assholes. They were just like, when grandmother died, that was the glue to the whole entire family. Because it was like, all right, first my mom died, and then my uncle died. So that was the glue to my entire family. And they decided to, their narcissism decided to just come up on me. And I was just like, oh, shit. Like, this is ridiculous. My grandmother was my was my North Node compass. Like, I mean, it was my North compass. Like, she was the one who was just like always protecting me from people. She was the one who like grounded me. She was the one who like made me feel safe. Like, when the world could be horrible, but like being next to her just made me always feel safe. Yeah, feelings. Do not see, do not see it. So yeah. Yeah, all right. So basically, I was just like, okay, well, fuck you niggas. I'm going to go to Thompson Street. So I saved the house, paid up all the debts. That speaking of which, if you were ever in a moment where you are actually being like, you know, moving into an estate that like that was an inheritance and that person had died, and you are, you know, putting in the money to fix the taxes, of course. And also, and I think that's it. No, the taxes and also like the paperwork for the state. But you don't have to worry about PSNG and stuff like that. I didn't know about that. I was still young and just ambitious. Like, you know, all right, let me do all this. I gotta show you some ugly ass pictures of like how fucked up this place looked. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. Oh my god, pee bottles everywhere, bitch. It was just total a mess, holes in the walls and whatnot like that intentionally. It was nonsense. Ugh. But you know what? After that shit, I still made amends with my uncle. Not anymore, bitch, but like I still made amends with my uncle, and the reason why I'm saying this is because like I had fixed the house. After having those chips, my throat is hella dry. Oh yeah, there we go. And then like swallowing. It's with lime and corn, so it's basically dry as shit. As delicious as it is, it's dry. Oh, and super salty. Anyway, yeah. So I fixed up the house. For what it was, and that's tens of thousands of dollars. Like no shit. I had saved like $15,000, and I poured all that into like making the house a lot better, a lot prettier. So with that said, it's really disgusting to have, you know, this dumb bitch, you know, with all the blood, sweat, and tears, the shit that I went through and endured, for him to put out some shit about like, oh, the reason why I put cameras in her house was, you know, like we were married or some shit like that. Like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. I never would imagine that somebody who I had a relationship, well, you know, he was a bitch nigga, but I would not have done something like that to, obviously I wouldn't have done something like that to somebody, but I was not imagining that he would have sunk so low to say certain things about like, oh, like, yeah, we were married, so I put these cameras in her home. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, that's so gross, man. Why would you need to do that? Why would you need to put cameras in my home? 18 minutes on the on the clock. I totally forgot to introduce myself to anybody that's new watching, you know. Hello, I'm Shalise. I've been exploited, and my life has been entertainment for the masses. And for the masses, I mean, I've been exploited by my exes and the city of Trenton, and it's just been and you know, I mean, the community and city of Trenton, and just a whole bunch of, you know, assholes. You know, it spread around to through the channels and shit like that, because now it's just, you know, a global situation and nobody wants to come to me directly. In fact, there's like certain type of tactics in order to keep me isolated, but I can just literally go to a person and just talk to them, but they'll be two-faced because everybody knows about my situation except for me. It's almost like, you know, like they thought it'd be cute to try to do a Truman Show, but now everybody's like, you know, people are getting karma, which as they should. Now that I know exactly like what's going on, I'm just like, yo, like as you should, like, yo, eat that shit up. Several years, almost like 7 years from, excuse me. This dude right here, 7 years since I had like since I last seen this nigga. 7 years since I seen him, and basically all this shit has been going on. So I just and it wasn't until he got out, this person who I had a relationship with, it wasn't until he got out of jail, prison, whatever. that they linked up, together, which is funny because, like, all right, so he was in the military, if he's not still in the military, and he was in the Navy. What is it? I'm sorry. He was in the Navy. He was in that whole weekend, once a month kind of bullshit situations. Excuse me. So yeah. So basically, yeah, for him to be so tacky and said that, we was married, like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. We were never married. So, yeah. Like, the closest that he got was, he did propose, and I said no, because he was a fucking man whore. So but I was just like, if I feel like you're serious, then why don't you get yourself a ring? Okay, you feel me? And hopefully that'll, like, maybe stop you. No, it did not stop him, ladies. Like, so I was just like, okay, well, like, it's a moot point for us to have any more conversations about having, like, a future together when you're being, like, you're not contributive to a healthy relationship. So that's how I needed to talk to you guys about that. So yeah, again, I'm Shalise. What is going on? I've been exploited. I was dating this dude, the man whore, for on and off for a very long time, for like 4 or 5 years, and he couldn't act right. So then I dated this dude right here, who's hypersensitive and was very undeveloped. I don't know about his situation now, but it seems like a week ago he's still being stunted. So the jokes write themselves. Because he's shorter. That wasn't intentional. I'm naturally gifted at this. So, but I mean, I'm not trying to like comfort people. I'm just stating and being observational. Like, my feelings are out of it, but I'm just saying very observational stuff. But the words can be cutting because of, well, but yeah. So anyway, I was dating this dude. Damn, even the pictures. Gosh. Okay. So yeah, I was dating this dude. And it turns out that, we had a really horrible relationship. He was also a cheater. And this is the rapist again. But I forgave him. So again, you should watch the video about like the closure video about the ex type of situation. Again, I dated this dude. We broke up. He did things to me, and I did something one fucking time to retaliate, and this shit happens. So I'm like, okay, fine. Because you know how when you break up and you're dating somebody who's a total asshole, who okay, look, I don't know if you've seen the stories, like you know how when you see movies or something like that, or you probably seen it visually, where a hot girl dates a guy who's not hot. I'm telling you how it is, but like dates a girl who's out of his league. Although I'm pretty sure like right now he's doing this, that, here, and the third. But back in the day, this is how the situation was, and he got it into his head. Like he got a lot of, he had a big ego in the brain, in the mind, and he was basically being a cunt, pretty much. So I was dating this dude. And, me being, I guess, a fucking unicorn to make his Capricorn ex jealous, we had our own issues in fighting. So I was just like, okay, well, this is just not working out. And so I had broke up with him. And then he was just, as, the insecure dude, he was just like, saying what he said. And then we got back together for a very short, brief period of time because he was also cheating. Got back together for a very, very brief point in time, and then he broke up with me. Like, we both basically just split up. And because he couldn't get back with the Capricorn ex, he decided to try to make me jealous. And right there, because I was just like, at a point in time, I was just like, no. At a point in time, I was like trying to like invest into this relationship. Again, watch the fucking video, the closure video. Trying to invest into this fucking relationship, but unfortunately, it just wasn't working out. It wasn't working out for either one of us. I wanted to have like some type of peace between us, and he ended up being like a total asshole. So even before, I retaliated with him, he was already doing things like, watching my accounts and doing like some little petty shit. And even after that, it just blew up to a situation where he just kept like spreading behind in the background, but to just be a cocky son of a bitch, because I was like, I'm not gonna be jealous of whoever you date next, like nigga. I wanted to like exactly invest in this relationship, because I was just like, hold up, wait. Again, and once you watch the video, like you'll understand more. I wanted to invest into this relationship because like I put in time, and also because of like the health issues that I thought that I had, which I don't anymore. So it was just like, well, since I never had, but I had the, okay. So let me just give you a quick rundown. So this nigga had raped me, but I was just too deluded thinking that, okay, this was somehow fucking love, because I was in a horrible, chaotic relationship with this nigga. So this nigga is totally cursed down below. And I was thinking that, oh fuck, I'm trapped with this nigga. So I'm like, well, let me invest in this nigga after, we had broke up. But I'm thinking that, we were gonna do something slow, like take it slow. This whole entire time he's over here talking to another girl. And then he decides to like, we didn't get back together after we had like broke up. He decides to go with old girl. Now, mind you, I was like, distraught in my time, and I was just, kind of doing my own thing. But then I started feeling better, and he was trying to make me jealous, and I was just like, yo, this is not gonna work. Like, please stop being a dick. When he finally found me glowing up, then that's when he wanted to reach out, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, he was still doing like some dumb bitch stuff. Anyway, my name and stuff like that, my character was being tarnished, so he knew how to get to me, because I was just like, I was over here trying to redeem myself. I didn't know about how bad a narcissist can be. Like, I was calling this dude, really trying to like work shit out, because like I really thought that, okay, look, maybe I can just try to reason with him. But in his mind, which is why they get along so well, is that, oh, okay, yeah, you see how she wants me, and all this kind of shit. That's because, bitch, you're over here slandering and ruining my reputation. So I'm over here like literally trying to make peace with you guys. Like, yo, it's some nasty ass adolescent type of behavior bullshit, and I do not appreciate any of that shit anymore. So whenever I see the tactics being handled by flying monkeys, I'm just like, no. Like, when I said I was tired, and I'm just not moving along with people's behavior. So seeing a lot of people act so childish and immature, especially for them to be fucking adults, especially for them to have fucking kids now, is just low level tier. For some type of fucking reason, I have people who are, tarot readers and social media and all the other kind of shit trying to tell me about, oh, this dude, how he put the cameras in my house and this, that, here, and the third. And I appreciate that. But I don't want to go back with this nigga. I don't want to go back with him for several reasons. Thank you so much for telling me about, a lot of the other dumb shit that he's involved in. I mean, it's just like mind blowing. Honestly, it's I really, really, really do appreciate it. It brought a lot of shit out into the open, because it made me think back to times when I was just like, whoa, what the fuck? I'm like, oh man, yeah, he was an asshole. Total asshole. And apparently he still is. So if nobody's trying to like grow up, then I'm literally not going to give anybody the benefit of a doubt, which is why I don't want anybody trying to say that I forgive anybody when they've literally tried to, when they've not tried to, but when they've literally exploited me. They're making money off of me. So this is supposed to be the rich guy now, because of all the profit that he made exploiting on me, which is sexual harassment and sex trafficking and human trafficking. This dude, to keep a front, this dude has a job, and I'm pretty sure that he has money overseas or something, and in like in a hidden account somewhere, so that way he can look like, he's clean and he's on the up and up, and that he's like destitute, broke right now. But I'm pretty sure homie got money somewhere, because I mean, yeah, he's a stupid asshole, but like, he has some smarts, especially to be, working with this dude, conniving as shit. Also, his dad is a detective, so I'm not really understanding exactly like why you guys think that when you guys tell me on the low without telling me, like, why you telling me passively without telling me directly. It's just like, okay, that people are watching, people are collecting records and information, That doesn't mean that they're going to help. That if anything, that means that they're going to try to save their ass. And if the whole fucking entire city has been doing spiteful, petty shit, I shit you not. If they've been putting up billboards and doing all this kind of other shit to like taunt me and whatnot like that, then no, then they're definitely on the side of my opponent, my oppressor. And nobody was actually acting like, fucking mature. The only people who are respected are the people who actually saw the light and started like, atoning for their behavior and started like making some sense. Because there's nothing in the fucking earth that will make sense to have me fucking exploited like this. Like, all right, so I had mentioned something called the Patriot Act. Having the Patriot Act would mean that, the government is allowed to put cameras in your house and do this, that here and the third. They can even search. They can search for you. They can search your records, all your records, and they don't even like you. They don't even have to like tell you. You don't even have to know. Like, I mean, you won't know, because if they just had the inkling or something like that, like you're some type of like threat or something like something to that effect, then they will go ahead and proceed to do some type of harm to your home. I mention this because I don't want any fucking loopholes for people to try to validate why they would put some fucking cameras into my fucking home, because there has been nothing that I've done in terms of like, some type of like illegal fucking activity. Like I've come clean. I've come clean. I wanted to go beat some bitch's ass. I have beat some bitch's ass. It doesn't mean that I've done anything like that's worth like, fucking surveilling me or like keeping me on fucking like, America's like, lookout. So this actually would have been maybe a little bit convincing if you guys didn't try to make me some type of like public image for ridicule and scrutiny. Literally memes and shit like that, things on TikTok that are like relative or related to the situation that I'm going to, and then y'all try to threaten me because y'all pocketing the money and y'all greedy ass bitches don't want to like put out any type of proceeds for anything that you guys have done to me when it comes to like poisoning me. I swear I have like okay, I have like, so I have shit. Okay, we're about to see something. Okay. All right, hold on. I know I can do this. Hold on. Okay, so this right here is like a little blue mark right here. Oh, I'm so hippie shape. But I've been getting like a lot of like what's it called, mysterious bruises and stuff like that, and my stomach has been hurting like on and off on certain type of occasions, and that's because like my food has been poisoned and this, that, here, and the third. And it's just like, okay, well, how do you know that your food has been poisoned? That's a good point. It's because people who have literally been watching me have been kind enough to at least tell me this shit. Because I'm like, okay, well, why the fuck am I always getting like, fucking sick when I have certain food? And that's because people have been fucking nasty, mentally, physically, and emotionally, just nasty. Again, where is the justice? The fact that there are people out there who are feeling so fucking entitled to my fucking thoughts, ideas, body, and the fucking like, the way how I live is very telling. Because I warned you guys about this. I warned you that there was going to be a point in time where the government will literally, and you guys are saying that, I'm talking on things that I don't know, but am I? If there are certain type of behaviors and activities that are happening, I'm not saying the entire government. When I say the government, I mean just, people in the government. If people in the government are literally being this fucking, are wilding out and this fucking like, overstepping and entitled, bitch, I warned you that using this would abuse the situation and it would happen to somebody else. Do we not have a state right now that's abusing the authority of a woman's body in which they're not able to get an abortion? Like, it's going to be small stuff before it becomes big stuff. It's going to become small stuff and it becomes big stuff. And before you guys start bitching about, about your problems to the fucking government, they're going to look at you like you're a fucking like, hypocrite. They're going to look at you like, say that you're a married husband or a married wife and your partner is cheating on you. No, excuse me. Let's flip that around. You're a married husband, you're a married wife, and you're serial cheating on your spouse. But then you happen to see, I don't know, your cousin or somebody like that, because, you just want to be a hypocrite. You just want to tell somebody like, hey, look, why don't you stop cheating on somebody like that? Like, that person's a good girl. But the cousin or whoever that you're talking to is just dating that person. It's not the same. They're going to look at you like a hypocrite. And that's basically the same type of tone that the government is going to look at you. Passes flowers, excuse me. Like, I'm not really like explaining it to you guys like this because like I know that you guys are literally, you know, you guys have seen the light. I'm not addressing you. I'm literally addressing the people who are still invested in, you know, supporting my fucking exes and making this shit seem okay with. Like I'm not okay with this. I've never been okay with this. You see me fucking cry. I had to fuck like this shit hurts because like yo, I've had to fucking hold back my tears and learn how to control my cries because like it gives people heart. Like yo, when I seen those fucking memes and shit of like, you know, me crying and me being fucking sensitive, I was just like, okay, no. Because I grew up in a very narcissistic household. So I was like, no. Like, yeah, because like my mom, I remember my mom telling me like, because she was a narcissist. I remember her saying like, she would like, you know, hit me sometimes, and as soon as I would like tear up, she'd be like, oh yeah, like yeah, cry. this is the fuck up shit. She would and she would do something where just like what she knew like exactly like how to get us with my brother. With my with the second eldest brother, she's just like, all I gotta do is take away his toys, and which leads like all I have to do is like, you know, like look at her, or you know, because like she had conditioned me where it's just like, okay, well she was like gonna hit me when I was a kid, and when I heard that, I was just like, oh yeah, no. I was already planning out like my exit route. I was just like, yo, no, I'm done with this shit. So, but it was years after she had died because again she was I was 17. So like you know I just felt more love, and with my grandmother it was just like, oh my god, like I can just be free with my feelings and stuff like that because at that time I was able to just like more control my emotions, and she felt that because I was like one more year and then I'm off to college and I won't never have to see this bitch again. I would try to do my damnedest to never see this bitch again, and she knew that because she started like really sucking up to me right before her death, and I was just like I was very cold. So this is basically the same type of energy that I'm getting right now from people because yeah, I don't like the fact that when somebody is like, yo, when you are literally feeling your feelings and somebody is seeing you and not being empathetic or even sympathetic to your pain, that they're abusing you. I was like, oh no, bitch. Oh no. I don't think I need to say anything. It's just like I just need to show you. I don't need to show you like I don't need to show you like, you know, I don't need to be this open. You're abusing me. You're literally fucking abusing me. You have cameras in my fucking house. You guys come in here at certain types of hours in the night, and you're slandering me and all this other kind of hassle and bullshit. You're even able to like, you know, go to like have restaurants like do nasty stuff to my food because of, you know, the way how this shit has exploded. Not for nothing, but like I said, it is what it is, and it was what it was for people who actually like, you know, who found the light. So again, for those people like, I'm not talking to you, okay? Like I'm holding your chin. I'm not talking to you. If you've healed and you made atonements, then that's on you. Like that's great. But if you're healing and you're triggered right now, well, maybe you need to ask yourself why you've invested several years into oppressing an individual, or why you thought that, you know, this kind of treatment was to somebody was like, you know, okay. I mean, that's something that you need to work on. That's your shadow work. But I'm not addressing you. I'm addressing these motherfuckers that are still participating in these fucking activities and who think that it's okay to still watch me in my motherfucking home and still happen to do this fucking petty shit, from putting like, you know, from like cutting my garden stuff to putting sugar in my tank, which is fucking irony. I mean, like, hold on, you're putting sugar in my tank. You're putting sugar in my car tank, which is so fucking ironic because, you know, that's some gay shit. So the jokes, they write for themselves. You know, like, honestly, I mean, like, call yourself out, motherfucker. I'm talking about this dumbass bitch right down here. So it's insane. People just, you know, look at me, smile on my face, and, you know, talk behind my back, watch activities that's going on from coworkers and people who I live next to, from neighbors, associates, relatives. Again, relatives and associates is not the same as like families and friends, because when people cross you and they knew you, they weren't your family, they weren't your friends, they were your associates and they were your relatives. Like, always get that straight. So when anybody tries to guilt you, you're like, no, sweetie, get it right. So it was just like, okay, so why don't you want to, like, why don't you move? It's not that I don't want to move. It's just that I've invested so much money into this. But then I had realized, like, look, it's almost like a marriage. You put money into a marriage, you stay a long time in a marriage, and this, that, here, and the third, you had kids with this person. But at some point in time, like, you need to move. And that's what I realized. So that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm trying to move out of this fucking, like, place, because I don't, it's like, yo, fuck it. Like, yo, if y'all don't want me here, then I mean, it is a loss, but it's also more of the loss to y'all bitches. You feel me? Like, you fucked up with someone who would literally had laid their life down for you voluntarily in this type of situation, because I thought that the loyalty and the love was mutual, but the love and the loyalty was never there. So therefore, you do not have permission to any type of aspect of my life. You feel me? Like, no, get the fuck out of here. No, I'm not dying for you. I'm not going to be a martyr. Which is why I said I wasn't going to forgive, because honestly, forgiveness feels like martyrdom. I have a what it is policy towards certain people, but honestly, it's just like, what is forgiveness? What is forgiveness? Like, tell me the fucking definition of it, because, like, I think for me, forgiveness happens to be where I'm allow you to come into my environment, and you're going to pull off this shit again. And I'm just like, no, we're not going to do that. However you want to explain forgiveness is however you want to explain forgiveness. But with the people who maintain the fucking abuse, I literally was saying it, was supposed to be the privacy of my own home. Was just like, no, like, I hope that, I was just like, yo, like, Lord, please let these people stop, permanently stop. However that means. Because if you can't see exactly the action that you're doing, or you don't care, and you still want to participate in these devilish activities, then I want you put down in any way means possible. If you have to die, then you have to die. Yes, I'm setting it. You can have me on this fucking camera. Yes, I said it. Like, but it's not gonna be by my fucking hands. No. What I want to do is I want to get away from you guys, far fucking away. I was just like, yo, every single thing I just put into the Lord's hands, because I don't want anything to do, like, all this information that I had to find, mostly for myself and my intuition and just putting shit together. I was like, no, I'm so disgusted by people, because, like, for me to actually want to put harm into you is to show not just emotion, but I think that for me, I feel like this is just something like they would fucking want. Like, no, I'd rather have the Lord take you out. I'd rather have the Lord take you out, or just somebody else on, like, on behalf of, like, of the Lord. But I don't want any parts to do with you. Like, when I'm done with you and I cut you off, I'm done. Seriously, you're dead to me. So, like, so yeah, when people are talking about something like, oh, so, like, why aren't you, like, moving? It's because, I have partial, I have ownership of this house. I have partial ownership of this house. As administrator at the estate, I got this house because I wanted to have it as an investment. Look at me, like, yo, I was just like, oh, 21, like, oh, I want to invest in property, so I can make it like something like for all of us, for me and my little brothers and shit like that. And it was like, meanwhile, these little niggas are over here trying to plot my death. So when I was, like, living in the house, and I had moved to, like, in New York. When I moved to New York, this nigga was already, hold on, where's Gimpy? This dude right here was over here, like, was already, like I said, in 2014, he was already hacking my fucking computer, internet, and all that jazz, because I saw the interactions between him and somebody that I was, like, following, and who followed me on Twitter, on Twitter. And we were cool. Like, me and the dude were cool, but I was just seeing a lot of subliminal shit that was just like, yo, this is some funny ass energy. And the last correspondence that me and him had in 2014, his words were, he was like, I see your future. Good luck. This bitch. So yeah, anyway, I tried to, like, give it one more go to see exactly, like, just to try to, like, make amends, and that didn't go well. So I was just like, yo, like, fine, and fuck it, like, yo, I fucking try. Like, I reached out to him and I told him to add somebody. Like, look, when you want to try to do, like, he was in the wrong, and then I retaliated, which made me in the wrong too. And I was just like, look, like, let's just, put this out here. Yeah, he was just, just disgusting. So he just wants control. There's no reason why anybody should try to, like, exploit me for nothing. You can make any type of lies that you want to. It'd be like, yo, so why didn't you take it to the cops? After years of being like, mocked and all that other kind of shit. If I'm such a threat, then why take it? Like, why would you not take this to the cops? Or like, why would you not want to? Like, why would you try to publicly humiliate somebody and make them into like a fucking meme, or just like a, and try to replace them? Because that's what they're trying to do right now, trying to like make like little fucking copies of me, so that way I can be replaced, as they're still like poisoning me and shit like that. Like, go bitch, go fuck yourselves. Like, I'm saying it, and not in a way where it has like any passion, but like, this is literally how I'm talking to you. Excuse me. I have like 4 Aries placements, strong Aries placements. And yeah, so, but I am like, I have like a Libra rising, so I'm trying to do fairness and diplomatic. And because the passionate part with the Cancer mother like influence, it was just like very, oh guys, like, let me understand it and all that other kind of stuff. But after a while, once you see somebody's side, and like they know, they just don't care. Oh, you like, oh no, bitch. Okay, well, oh, you're not a juvenile, you're an adult. Gotcha, bitch. Then let me talk to you like this. Because honestly, if you want to act childish, but you're over here acting like a grown fucking adult, no, excuse me, you're acting childish, but you're a grown fucking adult who knows exactly what they're doing. You choose to act childish. Bitch, I don't have any like type of sympathy in order for like any type of bullshit behavior. It doesn't get any type of like controlling and all the other kind of shit. Like, bitch, go fuck yourself. And it's so sad, because while the flying monkeys are over here trying to distract you about like, oh my gosh, like she's cursing or she's so vain and stuff like that. Bitch, you over here slandering me, and you're literally talking about, what I'm doing with my body in the privacy of my home, and you're watching me just being fucking disgusting. This overshadows my profanity, okay? And any type of little thing that I've done in real life, that's not a lie. So yeah, I moved to the city because I moved to the city, and this dude had connected with somebody who I was dating at the time, and was being an asshole, was influencing. So it's like, it doesn't matter where I go. It doesn't matter where I go. It doesn't matter who I befriend, because again, like, look it up with narcissists and how dangerous that can be. Like, narcissists will have your friends turn on you and mock you. This type of narcissist was able to find out exactly, like, every single time when I have a new car or something like that, was just put cameras in my fucking car, put cameras in my fucking house, networked with my exes to mock me, to play around with my feelings, to get me upset for content. These are miserable ass people. And then they try to gaslight you and call you miserable, but you're making people miserable. It's like oppressing a state or a country and then be like, oh, these people are miserable. Duh, bitch. Like, I mean, it's not miserable, but like definitely aggravated, which is fully right. Like, yo, if you're oppressing a race, this is why the Black Panthers, this is why the Black Panthers developed. Speaking of which, I bought myself a beret. I cannot wait to wear her. She's red, and I figure, like, while I'm wearing the red beret, just for a little bit, or for whenever I want, but just for like, theatrical purposes, because people are just so clutch to pearls when it comes to the swine, or like clutch to pearls when it comes to my fucking, like, my fucking mouth. So it's just like, hold on, you're over here disrespecting me, and yet you want me to be like, you want me to approach you in a certain type of way with the way how I'm talking to you? Bitch, are you fucking serious? Well, I know you're fucking serious because you're fucking stupid. So, but that's not gonna happen. You feel me? Like, that's why. You don't deserve that. You're not entitled to that. You get what you, like, you don't get what you get, but you don't deserve it. You get what I give you. You gonna take it, dumb bitch? Get the fuck out of here. So especially after all that shit, and the reason why I was like putting that together. So yeah, after old dude was like connecting with people on Twitter, and he was just like, okay, bet, like, boom, knock down that situation with somebody on all right. So this fishy ass nigga first started with the bullshit with slandering my name on social media with friends and family members. And since he got their ears, he was just like, okay, bet. So then he moved on to people who I network with. And since that was done, it was like, bet. So then it went on to romantic interest. And since that's done, it's just like, bet. So now it's just like an easy way to manipulate. So I went into this other job before David was released from jail, prison, whatever like that. Yeah, so I went to this other job, and I was getting like, I was getting some of this type of behavior, which is some shit that I get right now. Let me just tell you, it would go a lot far between us if you guys would have just, kind of come to me, like where the fuck is, your morality and your ethics. I think the main problem here is there will always be an undertone of, fuck you, I want to trust you, but business is business. Let's do something about it. Let's do this. When it comes to like people who I have to be in the company of. So, but I mean, I can still be professional. It's just like like I just know that you at any moment in time like you'll screw me over, or you try to find your way to like try to get out of the situation. But I'm just like wow, but. So anyway, this job that I went to, it's so funny because the same numbers that was in my cubicle were the same numbers that were like affiliated with him, and they were mentioning some stuff that was very passive aggressive. Again, they wouldn't know him from a campaign, but I'm thinking that they wouldn't know him from a campaign. However, he was just very, very calculating, and I was just like, yo, I don't appreciate this shit. So every single place where I went to, every little place that I worked. Anywhere that I would have a relationship with, it would be tainted. Food, poisoned. And now people have the audacity. And now people have the audacity to think that they have. And now people have the audacity to think that they can fucking like tell me what to do with my life. Watching me, even though I told him like don't watch me. Hold on for a moment. I have to look at something. So yeah, I'm just putting it out there because like whatever happens to me, like look, I gave y'all guys the warning about what happens when you take an inch and a mile with dealing with motherfuckers who's taking shit too far. And of course they're mad at me because they want to be accountable for the bullshit that they put me through. Bizarre for years, but for a few months for me talking about this shit is just too much for these bitches, grown ass people with kids. Like at some point in time though, like I'm speaking on this because there's no fucking resolution. Nobody's actually fucking doing anything. I'm gonna talk about it until actually something actually really fucking happens and this shit ceases. Because I'm literally putting it out there. So what the government did, and this is what Marcus Toro and David Webb did, and like so fuck the whole little lovey-dovey type of distraction type of bullshit, because why should I like any of these niggas? None of them have come to me, approached me about any type of shit. Like it would be on a whole different type of conversation if people would have actually approached me. But unfortunately people now are like, traumatized. It's so funny when the abuser, all of a sudden makes himself now into a victim. And this is literally how people are acting right now and behaving, because it's just like, oh my goodness, like, oh, she should just, go ahead and forget. For what? The continued abuse? I literally got poisoned like a few days ago. Like, the other day, because I had like yesterday. I'm still getting bruises. I'm still having people like watch my property and still talk about me and stuff like that. It's not talking about the past, it's talking about the current. Because honestly, with the past and all the other kind of stuff, like, okay, look, as I said, with other people who just didn't know and were just, sleep or whatever, I was just like, yo, it is what it is. It was what it was. Plus, I don't even know. Who are you? Like, I don't know you, but it's like, yo, I get it. We all play the fool. So it's what you do after knowing that knowledge. If you still continue participating into the activities and and you're not atoning to support my fucking freedom and to actually like, yo, like what the fuck? Like this shit isn't right. Because honestly, what you're doing is setting up your own fucking karma. Like right fucking now, like I said, there's another state out there that's taking advantage of other women's bodies. It's gonna just, I'm telling you, shit. Or you think that you're mocking me about, my enslavement? Because some dumb white bitch has said something. I was like, why are you over here mocking me about my whole enslavement? Bitch, we're all enslaved in some type of way by the government. I mean, when, like I said, like you're either like a slave's time, this, that, here, and a third, a paycheck, this, that, and a third. Because like, weren't you in the same breath? This bitch was complaining and had like little crybaby emoji about some crybaby gif about having to return to work. We're all saying something. Like, why would? Like, oh my goodness! I swear, jokes write themselves. Just like that's why I don't take it. That's why I don't take it to heart. Right now, I've moved to a certain point in my life where I'm just like, okay, noted. But at the same time, it took Elijah McClain's mom 2 years in order for her to get justice. And rest in peace. I'm so glad that he finally found justice. But why should it have to been like 2 years? And also, why did he have to die first? I don't want to have myself or my life, my character assassinated. Well, shit, my character's already been like, run through the mud and shit like that. But I don't want to have that in order for me to get my justice. And my justice is not, some fucking relationship. Get the fuck out of here. What are we, 16? Well, this is not one of those what is it? Those, what was that TV show? No, this is not a CW television show series. This is my life. People are so sweet when they over here like trying to like distract me about like a fucking relationship. I'm just like, no, what I want is freedom. And I thought that nigga with the blonde hair was literally going to like, atone and act grown up, but he's not. It's like, thank you very much for telling me about like how much of an asshole he is. But why don't you also tell me exactly what the fuck is going on behind the veil instead of trying to use me to get money and more subscribers and stuff like that. Like that's what it seems like for a lot of people. Not for everybody, okay? I love your work, I love your channel, all that other jazz, and tarot readers, and I love your entertainment. I'm just saying, some people know who they are because honestly, they steal the content from other people in order to regurgitate it. And I'm just like, damn, bitch, you ain't tired? I mean, how can you? You didn't do any work. You just use the information from somebody else, and in order to just like regurgitate it and put it out there. I'm just like, damn, bitch, you don't want to throw any glitter on that shit? Like, are you steal content from other astrologers and terrorists and all that kind of shit? Like, damn, Reed, damn, baby. So, yeah. So anyway. Okie dokie. And the funny thing, again, I'm saying this, but I'm not saying it with feelings. I'm just saying, but I think people really want me to say it in a way where it's just like super duper cold. But at this moment in time, I'm just like, one, I'm losing the sun. Two, I'm like, plus I want to make some food. And two, I'm just like we're over that. Like, I don't need to, I don't need to hear about like, oh, see what this dude feels about you. Get the fuck out of here. Actions speak louder than words. It's really sad because like I've been giving people the benefit of a doubt. It almost seems like, how you give like, your child or a child or your family members, like if they're like, oh, why don't you go ahead and talk to so-and-so, like your family member, or why don't you go ahead and talk to your cousin, make peace. And because you actually like the person who's saying that, you'd be like, you know what, all right, on the strength of you, because I love you, I'm going to do this for the family. Or if your child is saying, oh, can you please make up with dad? And you're just like, I love my child, so I'm going to do this for our child. Like, there's ways how you can, maintain a connection, or not even connection, but there's ways that you can be professional or civil or mature about interactions with other people without being petty. Like, you don't have to like love them and stuff like that. So I'm just like, all right, well then let me, give somebody not the benefit of a doubt. Well, actually, yeah, the benefit of a doubt, and be fucking grown up with which I was always maintaining to do. But I was just like, yo, like let me go ahead and like listen to what you gotta say. I'm giving you the fucking courtesy of like, listening to what you gotta say, and you ain't gonna say shit. Like you wanna try to like play it off like it's a fucking joke. I'm just like, well then fine, then I'm taking this away. Dumb stupid bitch, you're gonna learn your lesson if you haven't already. Get the fuck out of here. So like come to me direct, because the fact that you guys, I'm kind of seeing you like as a kid, or I'm seeing you as that cousin, or it's just like like the fact that you are over here keep mentioning the kind of same shit about, oh, this person loves you, or oh, you want to know what this person thinks about you. It's it makes it, at that point in time, and then it makes you look like the fool, because respectfully, because you're always giving this person leeway, and third, like, you're being the third party to something that a grown-ass man can't do for themselves. You're not, you're looking as like the beard, the hand holding person to somebody, and that's really sad. And uh, not for nothing, like, I like you, or I like your content, or I like what you do. Well, not, yeah, I don't know you, but like, I like what you represent, or I like what you do. And it just feels really bad. Like, I feel uncomfortable. Like, it's not, it reminds me of, oh, baby boy, so chubby. It reminds me of the times when I had to see my dad play all these women all the time. And I was just like, I feel bad for them. Or it reminds me of the time when I see my mom having going through these badass relationships with lovers. And it reminds me of my own, when I forgave people who literally did not need to be kept being forgiven, because they knew exactly what the fuck that they were doing. So to see you guys forgive somebody for lying to you, or for seeing that person manipulate you and tell you how they supposedly feel, but they're not actually showing it, it just doesn't, it's not a good look. So I really want you to work on that part where you are trying to speak for somebody else, because who's not really showing the effort that they're actually wanting to do better for themselves, and are actually, and worse, and trying to make themselves look like the victim. It's really not a good look. Like, it's uncomfortable to see, which is why I'm definitely working on a habit now of, like, maybe doing away with tarot reading and all that other kind of stuff. But like, I wanted to see how it goes, because I know now, though, exactly what to click on and what not to click on. It's like, yo, as soon as I hear something, I'm just like, either I dislike it, or I don't like it, and I just move on. And I either unsubscribe, or I just don't watch that channel, or yeah, it's just like, or I don't, or like, it doesn't have to be YouTube, or it's like, I don't even pay for it, a certain type of, like, service, or I won't read a certain type of information from a certain type of account on social media if it happens to be on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook. Like, I don't need to have that information, because I'm mature enough to know that, okay, look, I'm mature enough, and I've worked on this part of myself, that I know that this information is not conducive to me, especially since you don't see the actions. These are manifestations. This is fucking manipulation, not from you, but from the other person. This is manipulation, and also these are just words. These aren't manifestations. These are just words. Like, normally with, like, astrology and tarot readings, they're supposed to be like, possible foreseeing and possible, like, manifestations of things that happen. But if somebody keeps talking about it, and I know that, okay, then that's not for me. And so I'm cool with that. So that way I don't even have to dislike anything, because at that point I used to be like, okay, I'm gonna dislike this. But now I'm to the point where, like, I don't want to give the message any energy. I'll just pull back, and I'm just like, it's just not for me. It's not for me. It's not for me. So yeah, but hopefully, if you're in a position where you're still believing in somebody, but they're not showing you their actions about, like, oh yeah, I want to reach out to this person, but they're not reaching out, or they're not going out to make atonement, or they're not doing it what they need to do um, in order to stop being abusive, then I feel really uncomfortable just kind of just hearing it. So I stop. And I hope that Flowers and Passive, that you can too. In fact, like, Flowers and Passive, I'm not really talking. I'm not really, well, excuse me, I'm not addressing you guys. So, and this entire thing. So I just wanted to say that I hope you will get that, because this is more so a future diary for myself to look back on, because, pardon me, because again, I haven't talked to anybody. So here I am. I'm working on that, though. But again, it's just like, okay, if this dude is over here telling a lot of people, and the shit about my life has gone fucking global, I should know something. I'm not saying like everybody in the fucking world knows, but I'm saying a whole lot of people in the world knows. So yeah, and I don't condone it, which is why it's not funny for people to be like, okay, well, why don't you say anything? I've been saying everything every fucking day. You haven't been looking at the videos, or you haven't been caring, or you just a stupid bitch who's trying to be mean, because that I've said it, that I expressed it, physically, verbally, emotionally, that I not only want the help in order to get myself free from being, monitored and surveilled and exploited, um, from the city, and mostly my ex. I want shit to just regulate. I literally want justice, and justice for me is making sure that people can't do this, not just to myself, but in the future to anybody. And it's a shame that people are just like talking about like trying to make this seem symbolic, because I'm fucking done with the illusions and the symbolism. I'm fucking done with it. Like, this person who's being a Pisces sun with a Scorpio moon is just showing that this person, Pisces, is definitely heavy illusions, dreamy. And with the Scorpio being power, it's just basically just driving that shit forward. And so now people are just like on this fucking wave now. And shit went so fucking far. Went too far. And y'all over here trying to distract me. And I'm just like, no, like this is who needs to, this, and whoever this had went into the hands of, it needs to stop. It needs to stop, because I'm done with it. You're not gonna get the cooperative person when it comes to violating my own rights in my own body. Like, I'm doing what I can do accordingly, but like I'm not trying to look for any type of it's not any type of hostilities, but I really want to just I gave it to God, but I'm telling you, every single day, this is the kind of bullshit that I'm getting. It's the kind of bullshit I'm getting and I'm dealing with. And people want to try to talk about relationships. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Dude, and David, for lying about a dead woman. My mom died when my little brother was about to be 2, not even 2, about to be 2. You lying on the blood, sweat, and tears, and not only my effort, but on a dead woman's blood, sweat, and tears. Like, dude, you're gonna be cursed. Like, yo, you cursed yourself. Like, it's it's bad juju. It's bad juju. Like, to say that you own this home or some type of bullshit like that. Like, but putting in that type of effort, like, yo, y'all, you guys have cursed yourself. I'm just surprised that this. It's so insane too. I need to understand why a lot of people have been getting cancer too. People who didn't have the cancer strain, people who have literally crossed me, have literally gotten cancer. A lot of people have gotten cancer, or something has happened. I'm just like, this is just very eerie. But again, I have no parts. I give it also up to God, and I just thank Him for getting me this fucking far. I'm just done with people's I'm done with the duplicity and the bullshit. Yeah. One of the things that made me realize that cemented that he was part of play was when I was in New York, when I was living in the apartment with my then boyfriend that was not him. I had visited a relative in Florida, and she was getting married. So I was there, and I realized some really nasty ass energy from a relative, the mom, and she ended up getting cancer. But and cancer sucks. Okay, cancer really sucks. That's just a really horrible disease. Horrible disease. I hate cancer. I'm just noting that it's something that's happens to a lot of people. And for what it's worth, though, for calling me I prayed so hard for people to just come out of it and stuff like that, and they have. And again, I'm not trying to be supernatural and saying that half hour. No, fuck, no. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's very coincidental that these things have happened, and yeah. But I tell you what, if that shit happens again, I'm just like, yo, bitches, like, yo. Thank you. So, I'm not saying a prayer. My hands are. I don't care. You don't like it? Guess what? I don't like. I'm busy anyway. Besides, I won't be looking at you, so I won't even know. But I'm just saying, it's just wow, very coincidental. I mean, people didn't even have any history of it, and they just got it. I'm like, that's. So yeah, so the aunt was acting really shady and shicey, and I'm just like, what's going on with you? And turns out, man, let me tell you, this nigga was busy. Oh yeah. You know, my dad is a Pisces. I was just like, and such a womanizer. That's why I was just like, yo, like, nigga, like, you do so much shit. And I'm just like, yo, why do you think that this shit's new to me? Like, bruh. A womanizer and a man child. And he made mistakes, blamed it on the woman for his lying and cheating. And when it comes to children, me, he's made himself the victim while ruining my credit because he asked me to co-sign a car for him. I can't believe it. Yo, he, of all the people, his family, he asked me to co-sign the car, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Ruin my fucking credit. Ruin my fucking credit, bitch. And then made himself the victim. A Pisces. Like, I'm not saying about all Pisces. Okay, there are some grown-up Pisces, some mature, developed Pisces, but I'm just saying, like, yo, I see them. I see the actions. I can see undeveloped people. Like, yo, bruh. I like brave people. I like brave people. And the fact that these people were, you know, in uniforms, it gave me the illusion that these are people who were just, and people who were fair, and people who were actually protective and honest and kind. But it was all an illusion, which is, again, shocking. Quelle surprise. So, but yeah, that's definitely what I was getting. Yeah, what else does? I guess on my whole thing, just like, people can't make me feel guilty for the slander and shit like that. Because one, I don't know exactly what people are saying, and two, um, get the fuck out of here. There's nothing that would make somebody seem like, you know, it would be like, there's no lie that I can think of that would give someone the reason to have cameras in my house and humiliate me. Nothing. And profit off of me for years. Nothing. Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. And you know, it's so fun. Girl. Again, like, look here. For what it's worth, for the people who literally have, like, you know, made amends for, it's 111. 111:44. That's cute. Like, for, again, it is what it is. It was what it was. It's not my place to throw this shit in your face. So that's why I'm just like, we all, like what I said, we all play the fool. So don't take it personally, because, like, when it comes, like, don't think that I'm talking about you when I'm speaking on my past, because my past is actually still my present. It's still ongoing. You feel me? It's still like, oh, okay, we're talking about, like, you know, police abuse against blacks again. And it was like, yeah, bitch, again, because it's still happening. If something is still happening, then obviously it's not part of your past. Like, you know, okay, slavery. Actually, I can't be talking about that right now, because I was like, oh, slavery is part of the past. But no, here we are right now, like, you know, participating in slavery activities. So, man, I'm telling you. Oh, and here's a little nugget of information. So there's supposed to be, like, this whole, like, the illusion thing that he's made so grandiose. The whole 144,000 chosen ones. 144 is actually the old place that I used to live on when I grew up as a kid. So I don't know if that's because of, like, he chose that number or what, or the government. Because, you know, honestly, when I say that it was the government, or government, excuse me, not the entire government, but government officials who were participating in this, is because it was a lot of shit that, you know, a lot of people who were up top tier that were, you know, involved in this, and they were using to increase the illusion by, you know, talking about, oh yes, aliens are real, and this, that, here, and the third. And I'm not saying there's no other, like, you know, outer life force out in the world. I'm just saying that right now, that was used to help further the illusion that it was okay to do this because, oh, somebody's majestic. Like, get the fuck out of here. No, it's just that people literally were immature and stunted and decided to play a motherfucking prank on somebody, and the shit went too fucking far. So, again, I'm not having an attitude. I'm just literally trying to be, like, you know, emphasis. Oy. So yeah, just, I guess, if you're like, okay, so how do we move forward? How do we move forward? It's just like, you know, and we talk about exactly, like, what the fuck to do. Like, yo, like, let's be open and honest about clarity. Let's stop having men control women's bodies and their rights and their freedoms, literally. Let's stop watching me and stop, like I'm just a regular human being who's done obviously a lot less harmful, evil shit than a lot of other people. I would have been the person that's just like very sympathetic, like, well, what the fuck is this? Like, is this even kosher? Like, this shit is ridiculous. This seems like Guantanamo. But like, she's paying for taxes for a city that's fucking betraying her. Like, what the fuck? That's insane, man, and fucking insane. And so now I think the thing is, again, to like try to replace me, or just to do away with me, because they're just like, oh, there's no, there's more chosen ones. Yeah, have you seen them? And these people who are acting like crazy is insane. And there's nothing good about these supposedly other people, because like, I'm not saying about their character. I'm just saying it's nothing good about watching other people when they don't want to be watched in the privacy of their fucking homes, because then you're taking advantage and abuse of other people's fucking freedoms, and what's supposed to be the land of the free, the home of the brave. You're gonna start complaining when all of a sudden, if, knock on wood, um, certain type of mandated laws happen, and you don't have a say, because you were so gung ho about restricting somebody's rights. They're gonna look at you crazy. Like, wait, hold on, you seem like a hypocrite. Like, you were okay when this person didn't have rights, basic human rights, and was paying for living here. This person was born in this country and all that kind of shit. Like, okay, so what makes you special? That's you feel me? Like, just the fact that there are apps, movie shows, and this, that, and the third. It's dwindled down to housewives and kids mocking me and watching me and misdiagnosing exactly what's going on with me. They were like, oh, the reason why she's so restless and it's because of self-love. No, dumb bitch. It's because, like, literally I have people like breaking into the house, poisoning my food, threatening me passively, and then doing like mean and nasty shit. Where do I go from here? People, like, wherever I go, people are like still watching me and like exploiting me. Where do we go from here when it's okay now, supposedly okay now for the people to start abusing our rights? Sad thing is that a lot of people allowed it. I want clarity and I want justice. So, future you, hopefully I'll talk to you later.